Lunch in the morning, lunch at night, lunch whenever you feel that it's right. There's no bad time for lunch.
Also, time isn't real.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Youngblood Monday Lunch. My name is RJ Tolan. I'm here with Graham Gillis.
Welcome aboard.
Together we run the Youngblood program for emerging playwrights at the Ensemble Studio Theater. And we are here with episode 4 of our short play podcast, the Youngblood Monday Lunch. Thanks for joining us. This is the second week of release of the lunch, which means if you are listening, you didn't just tune in on our launch day, you came back the next week to listen again. Or maybe you found your way to this play without having heard the ones that came before it. In which case, what a treat you have ahead of you. There are 3 other episodes that were released before this one that you can listen to. Or maybe you're listening to this in the year 2024, in which case, what a treat. You have 1,537 episodes of the Youngblood Monday Lunch to go back and listen to. Oh man, wouldn't that be nice? Graham's going to tell you a little bit more about today's episode.
Hello, listeners in 2024. If in fact you found this podcast without any prior knowledge of the Ensemble Studio Theater, you should have some image in your mind of what this looks like. We're standing in an empty office, surrounded by small foam ridges that keep falling off the walls. And if you've never seen RJ and I, imagine band practice for a local tribute band to REO Speedwagon.
That's terrible.
Imagine the touring production of Rock of Ages. And that's about what it looks like in the EST lobby today.
Wow.
The theme for our first 6 episodes is science. And that means that we are doing this together with the EST Sloan Project. That's a collaboration between the Ensemble Studio Theater and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation to present new plays about science and technology.
As we celebrate and tell stories about science and progress, it's important to acknowledge that many discoveries in that field have been made with the unacknowledged, unpaid labor and the suffering of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. We want to take a moment to honor their sacrifices and contributions to the progress of science and to the theater that we create to celebrate it. If you are interested in the crossover between social justice and science education, there are some resources about social justice in the science class at learningforjustice.org.
We also want to acknowledge that Ensemble Studio Theater and all of New York City are located on Lenape-Hoking. That is the unceded traditional territory of the Lenni Lenape people. We want to pay respect to the Lenape and to all indigenous peoples that are continuing to live and work, create and contribute here on Lenape-Hoking. If you'd like to learn more about the Lenape, you can go to thelenapecenter.com. And now we couldn't be prouder to present today's Monday Lunch play, ENDOGAMY by Jake Brasch.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Let's make a baby.
Huh?
Daddy, please. I've always wanted a baby. Let's try for a baby.
What?
Morty, come on. I'm joking. Just keep going.
What made you say that?
What? Oh, come on. Don't stop. Please don't stop.
No, why did you say that? Why are you thinking about having kids?
I was joking. Just a dumb joke. Don't make this weird.
No, you made it weird. I didn't make it weird.
Okay, Jesus, I was just doing a little hetero roleplay bit. I thought it would be
No,
funny.
it wasn't funny. That's an intense thing to bring up in the middle.
But I wasn't trying to actually go there. The joke was that we are two men, and therefore we
No,
cannot.
I understand the joke. I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't like it when you joke during sex. I just don't think that this is something to joke about. This warrants a serious discussion.
Morty, breathe.
No, I am breathing. Are you? I mean, if I'm moving in here next month, I think we need to be on the same page with regards to all these, these long-term goals and...
Well, I think there's a time and place for this discussion.
Okay, but I do want to say for the record, I do want to have kids.
All right, I think same.
Great, that's great. But I'm not sure I want to pass on my genes to a child, but I also do feel a responsibility to my family, so I might consider it. Do you feel the need to have your own biological children, or would you be open to adoption? And how do you feel about our kids being Jewish? Because my parents would...
Your parents?
I don't even know what they would...
Your
what?
parents? Is that what this is all about, this whole freak out?
I'm not freaking
A
out.
year and a half together, and you barely mentioned them. Suddenly, we're fucking in the dark at 2 a.m., and you decide it's a good time to talk about your parents?
I didn't decide. You decided. You brought it
No,
up.
Morty. No, I didn't. What are you trying to tell me here?
I guess just I really love you, and I want this to work out, and I don't want to repeat their mistakes. Do you ever feel that way? That you're repeating your parents' mistakes? That you're repeating their story?
No. My parents are just like suburban heteronormative Presbyterians you met in college.
See, my parents met on a youth group trip to Israel and got married 6 months later.
Oh, wow. They must have been young.
18. Had me the next year. Can I tell you something? Remember the salad bowl I gave you for our anniversary?
Yeah?
My parents got that for their wedding. I gave it to you because I didn't want it anymore, but I also couldn't bring myself to throw it away.
Interesting. So, you clearly have some shit around your relationship.
Can you
with your
imagine
parents.
getting married that young?
Mm.
My dad always said,
Best day of my life. Perfect weather, perfect service, perfect day.
You're getting distracted, honey. Unwrap another present.
Can we take a break?
See? I want to open everything before we leave.
they even honeymooned in Israel. Hopped right back on a plane to the promised land.
Wow, so they're like very religious.
I mean, come on, they named me Mordechai. There's this picture of them at the Dead Sea from their honeymoon. It was framed on the piano. You can tell they're like forcing smiles. It haunts me.
Boo-boo. You said you're scared we're repeating their story. Well, your parents are religious Jews that got married at 18. That doesn't sound like us, like at all.
I know. I mean, we're like emotionally, like we're jumping in really quickly.
Well, I don't feel that way. Do you really feel that way?
No, I don't. It's more just like the fear of that, the fear of moving too quickly, of messing it up. It's gnawing at me, like this sense of impending doom, this feeling that there's no going back.
Okay. What do we have here? To Ezzie and Sarah with love on your wedding day, Aunt Betsy. Holy shit. It's another salad bowl.
No more swearing. I don't want our kids to talk like that. Okay, that's 4 salad bowls.
Look, she had our Hebrew names etched on the bottom.
Oh.
That's big for her. She's super secular.
More than your parents?
Oh, way more. She's like a yoga hippie ceramicist. Apparently, she went on a whole rant when she heard we decided to go to Temple Sinai. Same old crap about separating men and women.
I actually heard my dad saying similar things at the reception.
On our wedding day? To whom? You know, that actually pisses me off. He should know better. This one's from someone named Daphne.
My best friend from middle school.
To Sarah and Eddie.
You're joking.
Do you maybe think it's time that I meet your folks? Maybe that would help with all of this. They live here, right? I don't mean to push.
I could see if my mom wanted to go to lunch.
Okay, yeah. And your dad? What's his name again? Yeah, he has a cool name.
Ezzie.
It definitely says Eddie. That's embarrassing. Let's see. What do we have here?
No, it isn't.
It is.
5 salad bowls? Is this some sort of practical joke? This is my dad. My dad would do something like this.
Maybe it's a hint. Maybe people think we're chubby, need to eat more salad.
I eat plenty of salad. Thank you very much.
You think you eat a lot of salad now. Just you wait for what's coming. Each of our kids will have his own salad bowl. Salad for every meal, baby.
5 kids?
Sure. Why not?
Why not? Is that a serious question?
The more the merrier.
What did you make of the rabbi's DNA test thing?
Huh?
The whole genetic testing thing.
Oh,
He got kind of stern about it.
yeah, that was weird.
He gave me a pamphlet.
Weird looking couple in that picture.
Hmm.
Do you think they're actually together? Ashkenazi carrier genetic testing.
Should we do it?
It looks expensive.
It's free.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll look into it when we get back?
I made an appointment tomorrow morning before the flight. At 7.
What? You did what? No, I don't want to get up at the ass crack of
Ez,
dawn.
we're both Ashkenazi since like the dawn of time, right? Who knows what might happen on our trip? I think we should do this.
But what if we find out something? I'm not sure I want to know.
We won't.
Right. Okay.
Okay, your turn to unwrap. Let's try for a 6th.
You gotta kiss me first.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Hey, Dusty. Come on, kiss me, kissy. Kissy, please. Okay, I'm sorry that I interrupted.
Does it bother you that I'm not Jewish?
What? No.
Well, it's clearly a big part of your identity, and you hide it from me. Haven't met your parents, haven't celebrated any of the holidays.
I'm not trying to hide anything. It's hard to explain. Judaism. I mean, it's a big part of me, but I guess I mostly exist in opposition to it these days. I mean, you're a non-Jewish man who I can't make a biological baby with. Those are the kinds of decisions I'm making, okay? It makes me happy to think that this is where the road ends, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it makes you happy. I think that scares you. I can feel it.
No, if anything, it makes me feel kind of righteously spiteful.
At your parents?
At God.
Is that a joke?
Kinda. You don't know how much of my childhood was getting the plan drilled into my head. You know, meet a woman, get married, follow the traditions, have a million Jewish babies, but not me. I coupled up with a man named Dustin, who loves tomato soup. No 2-car garage for me, no gaggle of children with major genetic issues. I'm the freaking Terminator.
With genetic issues?
It's like the whole big problem in the Jewish community, right? I'm not making this up. We have a whole problem with genetics.
Wait, what? Are you talking about the whole founder thing?
What?
The founder thing, the founder effect?
Maybe. What is that?
Every pre-med gets this whole lecture. Groups that are founded from small populations tend to pass on mutations. And I think all Ashkenazi Jews all descend from 400 people, which, yes.
That.
But that doesn't mean your kids would have major genetic issues. The way you're talking about it is like, real whack. Like, all it means is that parents should screen to see if they're carriers before they have kids. Not a problem with testing these days.
But don't you think it's all kind of messed up to expect your kids to only marry and have children with others who may pass these things along? Don't you think that's messed up?
No, Morty, no, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think there's some serious internalized self-hatred at play here.
What?
Which I can kind of get from a queer point of view, but the Judaism is a little out of my league. So maybe you should consider...
For fuck's sake, seriously, you always pivot to therapy.
Well, I think your behavior tonight has shown
you get all
that you
upset
clearly
about
need
how
to...
I don't open up, how I don't talk about things. But now when I do, you get all concerned and clinical and patronizing, get all medical school on me and start lecturing about the founder effect.
Well, if you start shitting out super problematic bunk science, I'm going to start
you
saying,
think you know
facts.
everything about everything. Yeah, we know.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God, Morty. What? I'm trying to meet you where you're at here, but you're fucking impossible. You have parents shit? Cool, great, most of us do. But don't put that on me. You want this to work out between us? You want to move in? You want to even start talking about getting married or your babies or a future together? Then you gotta figure this out. Yeah, I'm going to the couch.
What? Oh my God, come on, Dustin!
Prettier than when we were here last year, right? Crisper, quieter, the lowest point in the world. Do you want to hop in? Float? Get a little mud on our thighs? I'll wear my sleeves in the water.
No, we shouldn't. We need you to be careful. You may already be with child.
With child? What is this, 1812? You better cross your fingers, boy.
We don't cross our fingers. We don't believe in witchcraft anymore, remember?
Did we ever?
You and your Kabbalah when we first
Jewish
met?
mysticism isn't witchcraft.
Yes, we know.
It isn't. You drive me nuts.
Sarah, get off the phone.
Calling our voicemail.
Put it away. You're going to waste all of our minutes.
The guy said the test results would be in by now. And that he would leave a message at the house.
You're obsessing, honey. No news is good news.
Just one more time. Wait. Here it is.
Well?
He said to call him back as soon as possible.
What? What's
sorry,
going on?
morning. Sorry, I did not mean to do that.
Oh.
I've been reading this Ashkenazi founder genetics thing, and you're wrong. It is a big deal. These diseases, these disorders, Tay-Sachs disease, a baby that becomes paralyzed and then dies by age 4. It's terrifying, and I think it's something that
I was
and it's not only that
my
goyishe
one day
disease,
off.
cystic fibrosis. Do you think I should get a DNA test? To see if I'm a carrier?
Are you planning to have a child?
Well, what if I develop the disease myself?
You're being irrational.
I'm being irrational? We are both carriers. I think we should wait until we get home to try again, okay? Learn
You heard
about...
the guy. He wasn't worried. This isn't 1950. Cases of Tay-Sachs have gone way down by like 95%. He said if we have a child, there's only a 25% chance he will have the disease.
He? Why he? And 25% is a huge number.
And that there are ways to check the baby in utero for the disease.
And if our child has it, what will we do then? Huh? What then? Maybe we should think about adoption.
Excuse me?
What? I'm trying to be responsible.
Responsible? To whom? Let me ask you something, Sarah. Do you know the sheer improbability of our existence here? Today, at this very moment, as Jews in Israel, carrying on our traditions, having a family, and
Oh,
do you
my
understand
God.
how long we have leaned on our traditions? How many times our very existence has been threatened? How we have survived against all odds since, like, the dawn of time? And now, what are we supposed to do? Just give that up? Assimilate into good old American Disneyland Protestant hell?
Adopting isn't assimilating, Ezzie. That's insane.
What's next, then? What comes next? We stray from the path, and where do we end up?
You say this all like you weren't raised yourself as a Christmas
I
Jew.
know how I was raised. That's my point. My parents shat on their responsibility to our traditions, to our past, to our future.
There's no reason why an adopted child couldn't be raised in your traditions.
My traditions? I'm sorry, what? Do you fucking hear yourself? Our parents and their parents and their parents and their parents had children without any problems. We will be fine.
They didn't have the information we have at our disposal. We know that we are taking a risk here, a risk that is avoidable.
Avoidable only if we trust genetic testing more than God.
Wow. Very convenient time to bring God into this.
You believe in God, don't you?
I do. And I believe that God gave us this information and that he wants us to consider adoption.
We are having our own children. That's the decision I am making. It is my decision, and that's the decision. End of conversation. End of story.
You up?
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry about last night. I think I felt something kind of snap, something that I needed to deal with. So I made a therapy consultation and lunch dates with each of my parents.
Wow. You did all that.
I want this to work. I really do.
Yeah. So do I.
So my dad is on Friday and my mom's on Sunday. Cool?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Friday isn't great. I'd have to run from class. Can we do Saturday?
Shabbat.
Oh, right. Yeah. I can make it work.
I'm scared.
Of what?
Ruining things with you. Messing it all up. Worlds colliding. Feelings. Lunch. Love. Life.
You must be Dustin.
Mr. Solomon? Hi.
Please, call me Ezzie.
Ezzie, Morty isn't here yet? Oh, I was coming from class. I thought he'd beat me.
He's late. Always is. And Morty, yikes. I've always said if he's gonna pick a name, which he shouldn't, he should pick Chai, which means life in Hebrew. Did you know that?
No.
New York Kabbalah Center, this is Sarah.
Mom, it's me.
Honey, is everything okay?
Yeah, just checking in.
Oh, good. Well, I'm excited for our lunch. To meet the handsome man you've been hiding in your ivory castle.
About to eat with Dustin and Dad. I'm outside the restaurant.
Is the evil stepmother attending?
Of course not. Mom, I can't bring myself to go in.
What? Why not?
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. I hear you're at med school.
Yes.
I'm sure you
actually-
have several Jewish peers.
Yeah, a few.
I thought about going down that road myself a million years ago. You know, before Mordechai shows, I just want to say specifically to you, I've decided to support you. I've decided to support you two.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy that he's chosen to be monogamous, at least, you know. But all kidding aside, I hope that in the long term you might consider converting. I know that it would mean a lot to Mordechai. He might not say it outright, but it would. Also, down the line, perhaps you could choose to have Jewish children. You know, surrogacy is a mitzvah. Do you know what a mitzvah is? It's a good deed. Okay, that's my only piece of business. Got that off my chest. What's on the menu?
Is he in there now with your father?
I think so.
God help him. You need to go in.
Why do I feel ashamed?
Ashamed of what?
Of everything. I feel like I'm not doing it right. I feel like I'm letting you guys down. I don't know. I've been kind of sad lately. Everything just feels wrong, which scares me because I met someone that I really like and I don't want to mess it up, but I'm scared that I won't pass along everything that's important to you and to Dad, to my kids, and then I think on some level I kind of miss going to school, you know, the music and the food and the sense of belonging, and what if I get married young like you and then have an awful divorce like you two had because my ancestral trauma can't make sense of the fact that I married a goy who loves tomato soup and had kids that celebrate Christmas.
Okay. I'm not following most of that, but you really lost me on the tomato soup. Listen, you're plenty Jewish, honey. Don't let your dad's crap get to you.
Depression runs in our genes, right?
Yep. You know what also runs in our genes? Overthinking, fear, doubt, love, forgiveness, perseverance. You want to be a good little Jewish boy, Mordechai? Just keep doing what you're doing. Ask the big questions. Explore the doubt. Wrestle with all of it. To my mind, there's nothing more Jewish than that. Now, if you want to keep that boyfriend, I recommend going into the restaurant right fucking now before he runs for the hills. Okay?
What are you getting?
Maybe the salmon?
Where's that boy? What the hell is he doing?
I don't know.
Did I upset you with what I said?
No. I mean, a little. You mostly just made me sad.
Sad?
Morty wants so badly to do right by you. He wants to be who you want him to be, but that's not who he is. And that dissonance, it freezes him. I didn't have to deal with all of that. Sure, my parents fucked me up, but at least eventually they let go, you know?
It's easier for people like you to let go.
People like me.
We cannot let go. We cannot afford to.
I think he feels like he failed you.
He didn't. I failed him. I made compromises with his mother. I let her decide how to... I wasn't strong enough to say what was right and stick by it. We do things the way we've always done them because that's how we've always done them. We don't get divorced. We aren't...
Gay?
I've made my peace with that.
If I don't convert, if we adopt or don't have any kids, do you think you could make your peace with that too?
Have you ever seen Fiddler on the Roof?
I'm a theater queer.
Is that a yes? He goes through a
You
series
can spare me the whole thing. Makes a sacrifice with each of his daughters. The last one marries a Christian, and that's too much, even for him.
Right. He makes choice after choice to let go of more and more tradition, and finally it's just too much. I wonder when and if I will reach that moment. When I'll have that courage, no matter how much it hurts.
Well, maybe it's not about what hurts you. Maybe it's not about your pain. Maybe it's about Morty's. And maybe you should consider lifting that pain before Morty passes it on to our kids. It's a new world, Golda. A new world.
Sorry I'm late. I take it you've already done all the introductions.
I think you found a fighter here, Mordechai.
A fighter? Yikes.
It's a good thing. I think. I hope. So tell me, how did you two meet?
You've been listening to a new play, ENDOGAMY, written by Jake Brasch, directed by Dara Molina, featuring Alton Alburo as Dustin, Jason Liebman as Ezzie, Yaron Lotan as Mordechai, and Gabra Zachman as Sarah, with sound design by Caroline Eng.
The staff of the Ensemble Studio Theater are Artistic Director Billy Carden, Executive Director Susan Vitucci, Associate Artistic Director, Co-Artistic Director of Youngblood, and Director of the ESD Sloan Project, Graham Gillis, Director of Play Development and Associate Director of ESD Sloan, Lindsay Furman, Co-Artistic Director of Youngblood, RJ Tolan, hey, that's me, General Manager Liz Uckman, Production Manager Jack Plow, Development Manager Aaron Hawk, Brand Marketing Manager Harrison Densmore, Communications and Audience Services Manager Samantha Sembler, Finance Director Jonathan Suarez, Literary Associate Nikamay Anderson, Production and Operations Producing Apprentice Mariel Sanchez, Development Assistant Joey Nasta, and Facilities Manager Jose Sanchez. The brunch theme song was by Youngblood's own and today's playwright, Jake Brasch and Nadia Leonhard Hooper. Incidental music was by Jake Brasch, and the podcast sound engineer is Caroline Eng.
Ensemble Studio Theater is encouraging all of our audiences to support Black Girls Do STEM. That's a not-for-profit organization that envisions a future with equitable representation for Black women in all the STEM fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Their mission is to inspire curiosity in Black girls in every community in all the STEM fields. You can contribute to them at www.bgdstem.com. Please support their important work and a more equitable future. We also want to encourage everybody to visit a website called stopaapihate.org. If you'd like to be active in combating the rise in violence against Asian American and Pacific Islanders, go to stopaapihate.org/actnow.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode 4 of the Youngblood Monday Lunch. We hope you will subscribe and hear what is coming up in the future. Thanks for joining us. Be well, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Someday we're going to have 2 microphones in here among these haphazardly taped up panels of foam sound dampening material. And on that day, Graham's heckling is going to be at full volume. We can't wait.